What is up, guys? This is the Real Redneck American, and I'm here with some more WWE fantasy booking. And last night, if you all know, the Great Balls of Fire, which by the way is the worst pay-per-view nickname of all time. But last night, Braun Strowman looks like he looks. Came out of that Roman Reigns match, the Braun Strowman versus Roman Reigns ambulance match. Braun came out looking stronger than ever, because not only did he pretty much dominate Roman Reigns and put him in the back of the ambulance, he turned around, caught a spear from Reigns, was thrown into the back of the ambulance, and then had the ambulance backed into a 18-wheeler. And the man still got out and didn't want medical attention. You know, he was pouring blood everywhere from his head. I mean, we had a match going on in the ring between Heath Slater and Kurt Hawkins, and the attention was still on the fact that Braun just got out of a freaking ambulance that was just backed into an 18-wheeler. Like, Braun Strowman. Now, last night could have been a perfect double turn opportunity. You know, you had Roman Reigns acting like a little bit of a sore loser there. And you know what? It's not too late to make this a double turn. So on tonight's Monday Night Raw, I want Braun Strowman to come out and limp his way down to the ring. You know, just absolutely sell the fact that he's beaten up after that ambulance crash. You know, I just want him to limp out to the ring, take a mic, and absolutely cut loose on Roman Reigns. I want him to point out the fact that Roman Reigns is just mad. He's just pissed off because Braun beat him. Not once, but twice. He's a sore loser. I want Braun to point that out. Kurt Angle, you know, I want him to come out, and I want Kurt Angle to ask what repercussions he would like for Roman Reigns. I want Braun to say, "Give me Roman Reigns tonight." You know, I want the crowd to absolutely go nuts when he says, "Give me Roman Reigns tonight." And then I want Braun Strowman to fight Roman Reigns in the main event and absolutely destroy him. Make it a 4-minute main event. Make Braun absolutely destroy Roman Reigns. And then, you know, like, you're building up to a universal title match between Braun Strowman and Brock Lesnar. You know, but now, you know, eventually they're trying to lead up to a Roman Reigns Brock Lesnar match for the universal title at WrestleMania 34. Man, screw that. Throw out those plans, because Braun has just buried Roman Reigns 3 straight times. He has absolutely buried Roman Reigns. You know, he's destroyed him. You know, like the first time they tried to play it off like Roman was injured, he beat a fully healthy Roman in the ambulance match and then destroyed him the very next night after being backed in to a freaking 18-wheeler while he was in the back of the ambulance. I mean, he had the Dallas Fire Department have to come get him out, and the man walks off. He doesn't even want medical attention. You know? So I want to see, like, Braun just absolutely destroy Roman Reigns. After the match, you know, the music hits for Brock Lesnar. Out comes Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar, and like, Paul Heyman takes the mic and says, "Braun, you are an absolute bad-A. I want you to be the next opponent for Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam." You know, normally it's like somebody that's not the champion trying to start the match. Have Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman start the match in this instance. Have Paul Heyman want Brock Lesnar to face Braun Strowman. Have Paul Heyman say that if Brock Lesnar beats Braun Strowman, then Brock Lesnar is the best superstar on the roster. You know, build up into that. And after the match, you know, Braun goes to leave, and Roman Reigns comes around. You know, he gets up, comes around, and he launches off the steel steps and hits a Superman punch, you know, and like have him unload on Braun Strowman, you know. Turn Roman heel here. turn Roman heel. And then when Roman Reigns is ready and to spear Braun through the barricade, have Braun like grab him and maybe choke slam him or something on the floor, or have Braun move out of the way and Roman spears himself through the barricade. Braun picks him up, takes him in the ring, or better yet, just like have him power slam him through the table. Through the announce table. Just have Braun absolutely leave Roman devastated. And, have the fans cheer and say, thank you, Braun, and all that. Like, thank you, Strowman. Have Braun really completely buries Roman here. Roman's completely buried by Braun Strowman. And, the next Monday night, have Roman come out first, some massive boos. And basically, a big dick move. He unloads on the fans. He says he's tired of them booing him and all that. Have Braun come out, and Braun says Roman's just mad because he's Braun's beaten him 3 times now, and made him made him throw himself through the barricade, and then put him through a table. Braun come down to the ring, and Roman actually leaves. Roman acting like he's gonna square up, then he leaves to like boo, massive boos, and you basically solidify the double turn there. You basically solidify it, and like afterwards have the music hit and Brock Lesnar comes out and have them brawl a little bit. Brock Lesnar is a tweener, so he can really go whether he face or heel. In this instance, is a heel. And I would have, them go on to SummerSlam. I would have Braun defeat Brock Lesnar, because Braun Strowman needs to be the face of the WWE. Braun Strowman's just amazing. He's awesome. For such a big guy, he is so athletic and agile. And I'm just telling you, that, it's not like the Big Show or the Great Khali, where all they have is like their punches and their chops and their chops to the chest. No, it's not like that. Strowman has a diverse moveset. Strowman is pretty decent on the mic. Undertaker wasn't the best on the mic, but, that deep voice is pretty much what got him over on the mic. Strowman, has a deep voice, a gruff voice. And it really fits. It really just fits him. It suits him. It makes him seem better on the mic than he actually is. But, that's not a knock on Braun, because Braun's decent on the mic anyway. Having the deep, booming voice is just like an extra. It's just like an added on bonus. And basically at SummerSlam, I'd have Roman Reigns maybe wrestle somebody like Samoa Joe or somebody, you can still, in this case, the fans wouldn't want it. But turning Roman heel, I believe, would get him over more with the fans. And then, in that case, you could have WrestleMania 34 come around. You could have Braun and Roman main event it. And, you could possibly have Roman Reigns win the title again. But I'm saying Roman would be better as a heel champion. It would be better if Roman as a heel defeated Strowman at WrestleMania 34 for the title. And then, then you can solidify the fact that, hey, Roman beating The Undertaker at WrestleMania 33 was legit, because now he is the champion, Now he's the champion. Now, of course, earlier on from my WrestleMania 34 predictions, I said I would have had Braun Strowman pin The Undertaker. And that would have made more sense to me. But, I think Braun, the fans, they love Braun Strowman. He's over with the crowd. And Braun could make a great face, and Roman would be a great heel. And you could have the greatest match of all time. You could even throw Brock Lesnar in there, Samoa Joe in there, fatal 4-way to main event WrestleMania. Any of those, Roman, and then, like, in that case, you could possibly have Samoa Joe win the title as either a face or a heel. I don't think it matters with Samoa Joe. He'd be a good champion either way, you know. And then maybe even have Samoa Joe win by coquina clutching Brock Lesnar, and you keep Strowman and Roman looking strong, and then maybe you can lead it into a feud between either, if Samoa Joe's a face, Samoa versus Roman, or if he's a heel, which I'd rather him be a heel champion, have him and Braun Strowman feud over the title, you know. I'm just saying, a lot more good would come out of Braun Strowman being champion than Brock Lesnar retaining at SummerSlam. A lot more good would come out of Braun Strowman as a face, Roman as a heel, you know. So basically, I'm just doing a lot of fantasy booking here. And I'm booking all the way up until WrestleMania 34, you know. I'm booking Braun Strowman becoming the face of WWE. And I mean, even if he drops the title at WrestleMania 34, you know, he could still technically be the face of WWE, you know. And later on down the line, maybe the next SummerSlam, I would love to see Braun Strowman versus John Cena in like something like a stipulation that the winner becomes the true face of WWE. You know. And later on down the line, I would like to see Strowman on SmackDown wrestling the likes of AJ Styles and Randy Orton, you know, matches we haven't seen yet. You know, Shinsuke Nakamura, you know, because you know what? You don't have to do heel feuds. You can do face feuds. You know, it doesn't have to be face heel is what I meant to say, you know. Because, I mean, Strowman, you know, we've seen Strowman versus Owens in the past, but if it's booked properly, like I know SmackDown could, you know, it could be a great match. Heck, even Braun Strowman against Jinder Mahal, you know. Because, like, Jinder is anti-American. You can turn Braun Strowman into someone that's patriotic. You know, have him defend this country. I mean, you could do a lot of things with Braun Strowman. I'm just saying, someone that diverse should be the face of WWE. You know, Roman, he's not as diverse, and he's not working out as a face, because if you're a baby face, you're not supposed to be the most massive heel on the roster, you know. You're not supposed to have the American fans cheering Rusev, even when you're standing up for America. When Rusev's insulting, you know, you shouldn't have the fans cheering for Rusev when you're the one standing up for America, you know. I mean, when it gets to that point, you know it's time to turn them heel, you know. So Vince, I mean, stop jerking it to Roman and actually make Braun Strowman the face of WWE, okay? So, I mean, guys, that's going to do it. You know, I know at the end there was a little bit of a rant, but I'm just telling you why Braun Strowman should become the face of the WWE. Alright, guys, Redneck out. Peace.